Welcome back, humans. It's Wednesday, and I'm back with a middle of the week vent session. And before I get started, hit that notification button, smash the like button, and hit that subscription because I'm here twice a week. I'm here every Wednesday and Saturday. And let's get on with the vent. I had some awkward situations happen, man, which made me bring up my topic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had some really awkward situations going on. So, anyways, you ever walk into the conversation at the wrong time? You know, I brought this up before, like the wrong, absolute wrongest moment you could ever be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure a lot of people have. I mean, I just did it recently and it was just crazy. I'm going to share this example and I'm also going to, share some other examples that weren't mine, but they're also really good ones I just want to share. But I mean, like I said, it's an awkward situation because you didn't know what the hell they were talking about as you approach the situation, whether you were coming around a corner, whether you entered a room, whatever however the case may be, the way you got into this conversation, it made everything really awkward. You know what I'm saying? So, with that said, like I said, so you're coming around the corner and you catch some weird thing, So this is what happened to me. This is the one I'm going to share. So I'm coming around the corner, and she was like, I kept pushing it in and pushing it in, and it finally got through, and I was like, ah. And as I came around the corner, I'm like, oh my gosh. Which brings me to something, like I said, you want to avoid it if it's something like, you think it's sexual or you think it's dirty or you think it's fucked up or morally wrong or whatever, if it was like a wrong thing, you know what I'm saying? Like sounded something really sketchy, around the corner. So it's like the wrong, you get this trap, you try to avoid it, but then you make eye contact. It's like zip, you're stuck. And then now it's like you made it super awkward. You made it super awkward because you had to look. If you couldn't put your poker face on, or you know what I'm saying, or you do that fake portrait stare, like you're still looking through your peripheral, but you're doing this like, and you're like kind of looking away. You know what I'm saying? And you had the cop out. You could pull your phone out. Now we have a phone. Back in the day, you couldn't do that. You'd have to do that stupid pose. You'd be like, the one where everybody wants to know what you're looking at. When you're doing like family poses. We got a family portrait like that with my brothers and sisters. We did it for my mom one time on her birthday. It was crazy as hell. And we're all doing that same thing. Like, we're all posed like mannequins and shit. Like, what are we looking at? I don't know what we were looking at. It was like that person telling us, the photographer, to get this picture. Like, why can't you take a good picture of us looking forward? Is it so you don't insult people if they got cross eyes? Because even if they got cross eyes, that angle would be fucked up if you got the angle of the eye that was crossed. You know what I'm saying? Or if you caught the wrong angle this way and it's fucking hitting the nose and it looks like a fucking shark eye on one side or something. You know what I'm saying? So either way, you're like trapped when you make eye contact. Let me get back on with this. So she was like, she pushed it in and pushed it in until it got through. And then she felt so much relief that she was like, I made this, erotic type of sound to me. That was to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought. Okay? Chill, humans. No, I'm just kidding. So as that is the, point, what happened is as you walk by, I messed up and made the eye contact. Shit, sorry. I eavesdropped or eavesdropped, whatever the fuck how you say that damn word. However you say it. Anyways, so you make the eye contact, you made the whole situation all awkward. And so you walk and they sit there and then they can make the situation twice as awkward by just stopping their conversation. Because now you heard it, you butted in, and they're like, So you gotta be awkward all the way till you walk out of their hearing range so they can start their conversation back up. And the whole time you thought it was something dirty. You never get to find out what the whole real scoop was. And then you look like a perv because you are a dork or someone like, oh, you stalker because you fucking butted in their conversation. But there's some people that just keep the conversation going and don't care who's listening and they'll keep talking. And she was like, yeah, so I didn't think sewing was that bad. I kind of enjoyed sewing. She was talking about sewing. So like, imagine if she gave me the silent treatment because I butted in the conversation and I would have fucking always thought it was whatever she was talking about. Like I don't know what I was really, but I just thought it was something sexual, the way she was like relief and shit, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Or like, what if you just walked around the corner and you see this dude, like these guys talking, and my man was like, bro, I got 3 loads in today. You wouldn't believe it, bro. And they all fist bump. And I'm like, you walk around the corner, you fucked up because you made the eye contact, And then these guys were like, fuck it. I feel awkward. This dude looked at me and made awkward. I'm a dude. I better make this not seem the way he thinks this seems. He's like, I better ungay it real quick. You know what I'm saying? So he says, he's like, yeah, bro, my new appliances are awesome. My new washer and dryer are badass. So he was talking about doing laundry when you walk by. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I got 3 loads in today. And that would mess you all the way up. And like I said, if they shut their mouth and gave you the silent treatment with those guys, you would have walked away with your dirty mind. I know I would have. I would have been like, damn, they was talking about taking loads. You know what I'm saying? Were they talking about taking loads? Or you would have did that Scooby-Doo thing. Like you'd have asked yourself something. Were they, you know what I'm saying? Were they taking loads? So I'm saying there's like here's another example. They're like, so you walk around the corner and you hear another guy's having some like locker room talk or, you know, shop talk or whatever. And he's like, it's not going to fit in there, honey. And then she looks back at me. I'm not saying this. I'm just saying what I heard around the corner, right? And then she looks back at me and she says, well, you better make it fit. And I guess they were talking about a ring. You walked around the corner. My man was talking about her ring that, you know, he bought her and it was the wrong size. And I guess he was trying to push it off and stall it out. And he's like, it's not going to fit in there. And she was trying to switch on the ring she really wanted. And she was like, well, you better make it fit. And I guess it was a pre-engagement or a promise ring. I don't know what happened, but it was a fail. It sounded like a big fail because my man got this like little ring. Or what if he had like dual rings and, you know what I'm saying? And that was the wrong one. You brought the wrong precious and now you're on point. But yeah, they were talking about a ring when my man was like, it just don't fit. Or what if it was a woman talking about the appliances and she was like, you know, I got 3 big loads, you know, or it was the best load I've ever had. And they were talking about laundry. You know? But anyways, I saw this weird ad. I was looking through and I saw this ad, and I guess if you're interested and you fill out this info, they already started sending me emails. I didn't even fill shit out. That's what's fucked up about your privacy. You know what I'm saying? I just looked at the fucking ad for like 2 seconds, and you know, first of all, little voice of the supposed live chatter pops up. He's like, "Can I help you with anything? I'm here right now. My name is so and so. You know, I'm Mark, and I'm here to fucking help you." And I'm like, "Look, man, I'm trying to scroll on this list, and your fucking head keeps popping up on the one I want to read. And if you try to scroll, he's just stand there. I'm still Mark, and I'm fucking in your face. Do you want me to talk to you?" And he's like, "Get the fuck out of there." And if you want to exit up, they'll fucking be back in like about 40 seconds, man. You can set a stopwatch to that shit. You know what I'm saying? You're going. But anyways, those guys annoy the shit out of me. All you live chatters on there. We want to speak to humans. We don't want to fucking type. If you want to fucking talk to us, I hate when you call fucking any kind of customer service. Y'all suck. I don't care. I would rather talk to anybody from, even if you outsourced this shit to India and fucking Kazakhstan and shit, where like Borat's from. I don't even care. As long as it was a human talking to me, I love that shit. Those stupid recordings piss me off. And they try to ask you questions like it's smart and shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, is that what you really said? And then like something, you know, a car drives by. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I didn't get that. And you got to fucking say all that shit again. Hell no. Y'all piss me off. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand y'all. But anyways, I saw this weird ad, and then I'm pretty sure I didn't want them to mail it, but they're already emailing me because they're, like I said, all these fucking tracker ads and shit. And they're selling a kit where you can get it home. You know, it's not cheap, so I'm sure like people that got like big dough are probably into this shit. But self-mummification kits. Can't even say it right. Self-mummification kits. And I guess you can mummify yourself. A mummification. Damn, that's hard for me to say. Because like my bottom lip is like way bigger than my top lip. And it's like just kind of gets stuck and entangled with each other when I try to say mummification. You know what I'm saying? It can get stuck. Other people with lip problems, you know, big lips probably have a problem. Like this motherfucker right here just be getting in the way. Especially when I try to say mummification. You know what I'm saying? Takes me a few times and I get the hang of it. So anyways, they're still in this shit. You want to go fucking, you buy a kit at home like Amazon and shit or whatever the fuck all those other fucking shippers or whatever the companies, Primes and all that. And fucking, you can buy yourself a fucking mummy kit. You know, for a lot of money though. It ain't cheap. I forgot the price, but who cares? It was a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of fucking money if you want to fucking make yourself a mummy. It was a lot of money to make yourself a mummy. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't that hard to say, but mummification is. See that shit? I didn't even slow down. It's like weird. I can't even flow. It's like Charles Barkley's golf swing. It's just jacked up when I try to say it. I'm like, something happens. You know what I'm saying? Every time I'm supposed to say it the right way. It just doesn't come out right. But anyways, I don't know if I would want to be a mummy. Because what the, like, if there was any chance of you coming back, your new body, they'd have to replenish everything. Because your shit would be all dried up. There's no way you could, like, keep your skin fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like, store yourself in some weird Tupperware. They got all these new storage bins and, like, vacuum sealers. You know what I'm saying? Like, do something like that. You know what I'm saying? Impose yourself, like, You know what I'm saying? Or not in an uncomfortable way. So, like, when you do wake up, you got to fucking stretch that shit out. I think I'd want to be straight and maybe try to have to bend again or something. I don't know. I guess it's like a win-win or lose-lose, If you're staying this way partially, you still got to fucking move your shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be fucking stiff as hell. You're going to have to be like the Tin Man and be like, give me some oil. For real. Like some fucking, you'll be stiffing. Like I'm some expert at, vacuum sealing yourself or something. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't want to be no mummy. I would want to keep myself like, as fresh as possible. So I would want to do something like a body Tupperware. You know what I'm saying? They found some old, like, people preserved really, really well that are super old. Do what they're doing. Keep the air out or whatever. Whatever it is that's eating you and making you decay. It's just wild to me. And I guess there's some family that was here in America. You know what I'm saying? They're from America and moved overseas or something like that. But anyways, they must have some dough. And they were a wealthy family probably. But they had some requests in their will if the parents had some requests in their will if they were to pass. So that, like everybody does. So I guess they left in their will, they had one request, which was to freeze their bodies chronologically or however you do it with the tech. I mean, I only left in the film, so I don't know if that's how you really do it. But you fucking got to freeze their bodies, keep them fresh. And in case of there's like some science breakthrough where they could bring them back. And it's in their will. So the kids, all agreed. They probably got some big trust fund or who knows what. And they had their bodies in some kind of freezer machine or some freeze. I don't know if it was like a food freezer. You know what I'm saying? And they had them all Weekend at Bernie posed. Like, I don't really know about that because they didn't show pictures. But they apparently they were storing them in some kind of freezing machines that they kept somewhere on the property, I think, or something like that. So I guess they didn't know that there was a short in the machine that kept them frozen or whatever. So the machines were broke for like some time. They don't even know how long. And because like I'm sure like all those machines don't come with like a black box. You know what I'm saying? I'm shit. People got USB ports and shit, or for machines, but nothing's ever in them. Or if you don't got the fucking SD card in there, you ain't gonna know when it died. You know what I'm saying? So that would be fucking crazy. So the machines broke down, and I guess their family members became to thaw out and, decay. And so they, went to go check on them and noticed there was like smell coming already, and they knew something was wrong. They had to open it. It was bad. And, there was no way they could fix it. Even if they did fix it, they got the machines fixed, but their parents suffered some damage. And they're still got them, they're still honoring the will, but I just thought it was crazy, man. Like, in some hopes of the technology doing it. Look, if the technology exists, which a lot of people think it does in like the conspiracy world and like my world, because I feel like I would think that it probably does. And like all them, how they always say them elites, they'll be the first ones to get it. Like when you watch that 2012 movie, all the people that had dough all had tickets and knew about this secret boats. And not everybody knew about the boats. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably something like that. Like if they knew they were going to reanimate, people would be like, you'll be seeing all these big, powerful people checking out already. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, all right, bye. You know what I'm saying? See you, bye. And they let all like World War III or all this crazy crap happening, wake up to the fucking, to the demic's over. You know what I'm saying? They come over at the end and they'll be like, hey, it's fresh and springy. You know what I'm saying? If they would be the first ones. That's how you know the telltale signs. Like if you see all the big, powerful people just, splitting up, disappearing and doing stuff like that, all of a sudden, just all these, the boat caught a wind, and the northern lights made the boat disappear and shit like that. That's when you start worrying. I would start worrying if I was y'all. I would start worrying like crazy when that shit starts happening. Or when they're like, you can buy escape pods, escape to orbit in case of an emergency disaster. You see ads like that in these like science books and like, you know, science magazines or like science articles, magazines. Yeah, I still read physical pieces of reading material. A book that I can touch in my hand. You know what I'm saying? A magazine. Because I like National Geographics. You know what I'm saying? I have a collection of those. But anyways, you know, like I said, man, you got to, it's just bananas how that shit, you know, the technology, I believe they would be the first ones. Like if you just all of a sudden saw these people disappearing, you better be ready and start preparing because they're just going to not care about any of us. You know, it's going to leave us behind. We're going to be like, not even in the rear view. I bet you like all their escape pods have no rear view mirrors because last thing they want is to have like, they're already going to have like regret if they left family members and all that shit or a young girl and all their like mistresses, you know, shit like that. And whatever, you know what I'm saying? Their kids and all that stuff. Their golf clubs. And they don't want to fucking just be staring at it, you know, fading away in the distance when they get to escape. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think any of their escape pods and all that shit have anything like that. Same thing with like the bunkers. I think they just have something to make sure nobody's coming in. You know what I'm saying? They don't care what's going on out there. As long as they can survive it there, they don't care what's going on out there. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's how you know the clue. That's how you know the clue to start preparing for something. And you made jokes on all them doomsday preppers. But when you see like the like big powerful people just popping off, like they don't even give a shit anymore. You know, they started like, I don't care about laws. We don't care about this. They're like, oh shit. You know, they're going to let everybody just fucking burn the motherfucker down. You know what I'm saying? They're going to let everybody bring it down and they're going to come back and just clean it up and start over. You know, like, you hear all these little stories about that reset thing. Well, there's like been stories, you know, prior to that one reset of other resets, you know, like all these, you know, big things that change or every year, the 80-year cycle or whatever the fuck. You know, there was like big wars every 80s. You know what I'm saying? But when you play that numbers game, that shit gets creepy. And then everybody's going to be like, you're a conspiracy guy or whatever. Man, some of that shit ain't fake. That's all I got to, I'm just saying. I'm not saying like all that shit is true, but a lot of stuff is true. And they put it right in plain sight. You know what I mean? I'm not here to argue for that, but I'm just saying some of the people put that shit in plain sight. But, man, oh man, I got to go there, people. I got to go here. I've been watching the news. I've been watching these people. I had to turn the news on. I've been seeing these people, you know, all these people talking all these stories about the prez, and they're all mad about what's going on at the border. And man, I swear to God, dude, I spoke on before about Obama's border policy. I said it was like the Detroit Lions defense because everybody gets through. You know what I'm saying? And it feels like Biden's like revamping it, but he's like going to rename it. Like everybody gets touchdowns, like free touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Free touchdowns in America. You know what I'm saying? Go long. And you know what I'm saying? He fucking just let you go through. It's like, yeah, there's a wall, but here's a door. I'm going to give you a door, man. Go right through the door. You know what I'm saying? And what the fuck is up with this dude, man? I know I was making jokes and all that, and they fucked with me in my last video, but I can't help it when this dude, you know, looks like he don't know what's going on. And you don't even know what the hell he's saying sometimes. I don't know what the hell he's saying, but I'm not going to go there so they don't fuck with me. Or maybe I am going to go there. Who knows? I might just switch it up on their ass. But like I said, man, that's his new border policy. Free touchdowns and touchdowns in America. We're here in a fucking big pandemic. We're supposed to be social distancing. We're supposed to beat all these things, get immunity, and, you know, people want to get, you know, stop wearing masks. People want to get, you know, back to normal. Some people want to get vaccinated. Some people don't want to get vaccinated. People want to get back to normal. People are not working. Businesses are closed. People need to get fucking back out there and start stretching and start making money. And we don't know what's going on. But yet you're going to let all these people coming in from another country, which I understand that's cool when we aren't in the like serious lockdown or whatever the fuck we're doing, you know, with these restrictions. More people coming in isn't like the option. Shouldn't be the option. And so I just think that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So I made a joke on that because, like I said, it was our defense on our Detroit Lions was really weak, and everybody could get through and score as many times as they wanted. And that's what I feel like Obama's policy was like. Everybody got through it. And then I feel like this dude's like, fucking go long, go touchdowns. Like I said, free touchdowns in America. You know what I'm saying? He's just handing them out. He's just fucking handing them out. So I got a little fight talk real quick. We got a fight coming up this Saturday with Canelo, when the Mexican fighter. He's a real good fighter. He's pretty much the face of boxing right now. And there's a lot of people, don't really like the guy. Some people love the guy. But as far as the fight game, a lot of guys don't respect him because they feel like the people that run boxing themselves are like coddling this dude and like kissing his butt all day. But I don't know. I don't really know. The guy can fight. That's all I know. And I feel like he's running out of opponents. That's why he's going up in weight. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to fight like Billy Joe Saunders this Saturday. And I found it interesting because Billy Joe Saunders didn't show up to the... it's almost hard not to say his full name because his name's Billy Joe Saunders. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. It just rolls off. Not like mummification, which was hard to tell for me to say. Like Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, it's a cool name. You know what I'm saying? And so anyways... He didn't show up for like the face-off where they do like the press conferences and they get in each other's face and all that. And it's very descriptive. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, he didn't show up, and because I guess they were trying to say that they were trying to get a better ring and stuff like that, a different ring size, like a boxing ring. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to make. I didn't know that boxers had the authority and options of picking the size of the ring. So this guy was talking about Canelo was like, I want this size ring and blah blah blah. And this dude didn't show up. I think he like did a little protest saying how the boxing commission, coddles this guy and they don't care about us. They're only talking about him. They're not promoting us. They're only promoting him. And so they, they're doing all this little trash talking back and forth and all these things. And so he didn't show up, man. Like I said, they're going to fight this Saturday. And he's a natural person at the weight class that Canelo's fighting in. So I think it's going to be interesting. Like, could he withstand Canelo's power? Because I know when Canelo fought that Smith guy, man, he beat my man down like the whole fight. And the dude took a lot of punches like blocking Canelo's power. But at the end of the fight, his arm had this like big lump on it at the end of the fight, man. Like that guy was bigger than Canelo too, man. And Canelo's just power is really good. But this guy's younger. He's at that weight class. And a lot of people are saying he's going to give Canelo like problems early just because he's like a bigger guy and can take some of the punches. But I still think, Canelo will probably win in later rounds. He for sure probably wear him down. If you know what I'm saying, like if nothing happens exciting in the earlier rounds. But I'm also like, Canelo's like kind of short. He's really good. He's got a lot of power, but he keeps wanting to go up in weight class. And like when you go up to them weight classes, like I said, the fighters not only like, maybe not even they're not better than him as far as technical skill goes, but their size difference is going to be bananas. Any fighter with a good, decent technical background with a good jab will dominate him. Like, look, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Floyd, man, oh my gosh, Floyd embarrassed him. And he never lost since that fight because he had, he knew what happened. But another fighter, like with a really good, decent boxing skill set and a size difference will, jab him and 1-2 him like all 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? And just easy win. And he'll take some damage from a bigger fighter that I don't think he needs to take, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, we also got the Logan Paul Mayweather fight. Floyd Mayweather Jr., the real boxer. They're doing this exhibition. And I hope it's better than Floyd's last exhibition with that other boxer. I don't know. I believe he was like Asian, or I don't know if he was Korean or Chinese or Japanese. I don't really know. But he's from China, I believe. And he was like a kickboxing champion or something like that, or martial arts champion of some sort. And, Floyd and him boxed, and it lasted like 20 seconds. It was some weird shit. Like it was weird. Like it looked really fake. It looked like WrestleMania type shit. And the kid cried and everything, probably because he didn't act it right. I don't know. The shit looked weird. Anyways, Floyd's fighting Logan Paul, and Logan Paul's a big guy, and every fighter's got a puncher's chance. Floyd could be fooling around, being dumb, and he can get put to sleep from a big ass punch. You know what I'm saying? So like Anderson Silva when he fought Weidman. He was fighting this guy, Chris Weidman, and they were, fighting. He was kind of doing, his hands got loose, and he started catching a rhythm and caught Chris's timing. And then he got a little flashy and put his arms down. He was like, come on, try my little he used to do this little move. If he thought he mastered you, you couldn't hit him. He'd put his arms down, Well, he tried to do that with him and got caught, and got put to sleep, and it was crazy upset. And he was never the same after that. You know what I'm saying? Probably fucked him up mentally. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I hope Floyd don't take it serious. like don't take it like a joke because my man like will try to run really hard time and fuck Floyd up. You know what I'm saying? And Floyd don't want no permanent damage like that. That's why he stays undefeated. Like he's a defense guy. You know what I'm saying? So don't try no dirty shit. You know. But anyways, I've been watching Floyd train. He's not really showing too much. He's been showing like little hints, and I've been reading like following him on his social medias. And I've been hearing a lot of things, you know, in the fight realm, you know, going around all the, you know, interviews and watching all the interviews with fighters and, you know, in the gyms. And they're saying that fucking Floyd is like aiming to like go aggressive and like fucking go after Logan Paul and put him out real early, not carry him with the name like McGregor, because McGregor was a real fighter, a champion, and he crossed up one of the first crossovers or whatever, like, you know, the big the mainstream crossover fight. You know what I mean? He wasn't the first. They just like blew this one up. You know what I mean? There was many people that did that. Not many, but I mean, you know, more than him. He wasn't the first one. But anyways, I mean, I don't believe he is. But so anyways, he's going to be fucking, you know, I heard he's just out to kill. Like I heard he's been aggressive. He put this one picture up of him sparring, and if you see this picture, I recommend you go see it on his Instagram. Floyd's gloves are like covered in blood, dude. His shorts are covered in blood. And it's not his. You know, he looks like fucking, he's just like, bro, like he's just beating the shit out of dudes. And so Logan Paul better be working on defense and working off the back foot, because if not, you know, Floyd is so fucking good, man. And he's got like all the styles, but he's just master defense. He can do it all, you know, because he wasn't always defense. In the beginning, when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, you know what I'm saying? Before he was Money May and all that, you know what I'm saying? And TBE and all his stuff he's got going on. So, you know, he was a pretty aggressive, you know, fighter. He would go at it, you know what I'm saying? And he's got all the skill to do them all, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, so I just feel like Logan Paul better practice working off the back foot. The fight's coming up, you know, practice, you know what I'm saying? Just fucking get your shit together, work off that back foot, because Floyd's coming and it's going to be a different animal, you know what I'm saying? All your trainers have nobody in their stable that can prepare you for Floyd Mayweather. That's the same thing for like his brother Jake. You know what I'm saying? Like if he ever gets like a professional fighter, you better, you know, I'm sure Jake, like I said, he's doing a great job, like training. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to see him go against a pro, wins or loses. I want to gauge his skill against a pro. Like really, I want to see a guy that can box like him. You know, box with him. So I want to just see, you know, where he gauges that in the skill level. I'm excited to see Jake, because he's actually training. You know, he's been working, putting in that work. And like I said, win or lose, it's a win for him. You know, either way, it's a win. But his brother, like I said, you know, does a lot of things. I feel like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm new to that guy. You know what I'm saying? Them guys. So I feel like he does a lot of things off the whim, off the wing, off the cuff, and then people talk him into it, agree to it, and then, you know, they do the do. So like I said, if I was him, I would just be working off that back foot, because you got to work with all situations. Don't think that just because he's defensive, you're not a real fighter. So you're not, you know, and especially if if you don't respect your power in any boxing game, you're going to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Any boxer that don't respect your power, you're going to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, like I said, you don't have anybody in your stable that's even close to what Mayweather can do, you know, sitting in a bench or sitting down drinking some water. You know what I'm saying? And same thing, like if you were going to fight Pacquiao, you know what I'm saying? Like Pacquiao, there's nobody that fights like Pacquiao. Nobody fights like him. Nobody fights like Floyd. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody fights like Canelo. You got people that can emulate, but they don't have the same success. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work the same way. It would work for a few fights because of their athleticism. But that's about it, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So that fight's coming up too. And like I said, I've been hearing that Floyd's coming for blood. I got, you know, I had to get my 2 thumbs up in there because I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I like when he gets aggressive on fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like when he fought Victor Ortiz, I was thinking Victor Ortiz had a chance because he was getting through Floyd's jab, which a lot of fighters didn't do, and then he started getting dirty and headbutted Floyd, and you know what I'm saying? And Floyd fucking just got real aggressive, and you know when the ref says go, you know, protect yourself at all times, and he just took that shot, boom, you know what I'm saying, and put him out. I just thought that was awesome, you know what I'm saying, when he gets all aggressive like that. But anyways, that was enough of my fight game. And now I found people that, you know, shared these publicly. They were anonymous, but they shared them publicly. These were more dating disasters. So here we go. Here we go. I'll share the first one. I'll get right on to it. I'll get right on to it, humans. So this woman says he picked me up to watch a movie. We get to the movie theater, and he tells me to pick the movie. I pick the movie. It's a rated R movie, and comes to find out he's not old enough to buy the tickets for a rated R movie, and he has to call his mama to get the tickets, and she says no. And then she says, needless to say, that date ended. But if she was old enough to get the tickets and she liked the kid, why didn't she get the damn tickets? No, I'm just kidding. She probably didn't want to babysit. My man probably had all the game when it was online with the profile, and he probably looked a little older. And then my man couldn't buy the tickets. Dang, he got almost there. You know what I'm saying? He got to the finish line, and the ribbon didn't bust. It was like he got to the finish line and it sprung him back. It was like, zzz. And then second place came and won. You know what I'm saying? Because he did it the right way. He was really of age. He might not have been as fast as you and as strong as you, but he was the right age to buy the tickets. So damn, man, you failed on that one. So here's another one. This woman says this guy took her to a nice restaurant, and apparently he kept going to the bathroom a lot. I guess he had a bunch of bathroom breaks. She was thinking he had some kind of, problem. Maybe he had some diarrhea, maybe some irritable bowel syndrome. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, she was like, this was weird. And then he would always take phone calls and say, oh, I got to step outside real quick and take this phone call. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't until like she said like about a half hour in this was happening, the waiter come up and like snuck up to her and like tipped her off and said, hey man, I don't know if you know, I want to tell you this, he's here with two ladies. He was dating two women at the same place and trying to pull this two date off. He was trying to pull a double banger at the same time. What if they both wanted to come home at that night and you had the dinner reservations at the same night? And what restaurant will let somebody reserve two tables at the same time on the same night? He must have put some money up. I don't know, because like I'm just saying, like he was like, it was a fancy restaurant according to what this art, this statement says. So you probably needed reservations, and they gave him two tables, and so I think he had to pay some money. You know what I mean? So apparently the waiter was like, he's here with two ladies. So she ended the date right there. It was about a half hour he was pulling it off. 30 minutes it was working. He probably got two appetizers and some drinks going. Maybe one was just drinks, and he got an appetizer on the other side with a drink, and he was just working it. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to juggle it. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen because, he got in there and got busted. You know what I'm saying? She was suspecting it already, and the waiter was like, gave her that closure that she needed. That's crazy. So another woman says, oh, I kind of think this was funny, but I guess you wouldn't do this on the first date. I don't think it's first date material, but I don't think it's bad. Okay? So this woman says she was on a date with a guy. It was a blind date. And she said he was a great guy, nice guy. And they went to eat, and the guy says, can you smell my food? Because I think it smells bad. I think it smells funny. So when she goes to smell her food, he fucking full Nelson grips, pushes her face in the food. And she says she ended the date right there. Okay, I understand if that was the first date. Okay. But, I mean, times are weird right now. People get a little, especially if it was like 2021, because we're so excited to be around people. We're like the kid in preschool or kindergarten or whatever when you're little kids. And you get around friends and your parents are like, I wonder if they're going to be nervous, and they just run away. You know what I'm saying? They don't even care. Like, pow, kids. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a shit about you. That's what I feel like. I feel like that is hilarious, man. So, like I said, I feel like that would be third date material. At least, I mean, not the first date. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe when you guys are like feel comfortable. Maybe not even third date. If you guys feel however comfortable you feel around each other. But I guess he felt comfortable right away. My man looked at you and was like, all right, we're cool. I'm just going to smash some food in your face right away. I just thought that was hilarious. She said he fucking full Nelsoned it and just fucking double-handed her into the food. That is classic. So, this one guy says he went on a date with a woman. He went to go pick her up. They met online. So he goes to pick her up, and on the way there, he's, has a soda in his car, and he goes to take a drink of soda, spills it all over his lap. And when he picks her up, the girl gets into the car, and the first thing he says is, "It's not pee." And he said that she was cool about it, but she didn't want to go out, and she said to call him again, and he said she never did. So that was hilarious. Spilled soda on himself and said it's not pee. I believe him. I believe that he probably spilled some soda on himself. I feel like he didn't pee his pants and still went to go pick the lady up because that would have been probably smelly as hell, or something bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how you. That's definitely not. That one right there is definitely not first date material. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So this guy goes on a date with this one woman and says he doesn't have any money when she picks her up. So they did like this online dating app of some sort. I'm not going to promote it or whatever. But so they did this online dating app and they hook up with each other. She goes to pick him up. I think she offered to pick the dude up. And the guy says, "I don't have any money," because he don't get paid right, till Friday or whatever day they want. He didn't have no paycheck. So that's already like a red flag. You go on your date and you don't got no money. Like, "Hey, what's up? You got this?" You know what I'm saying? And I understand women are independent and, empowered and all these things like that. And equal, it should be equal and all that thing like that. But you shouldn't just assume a woman's going to pay for date. That's still like an old school rule. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to find out how the woman is. She would probably offer, to do that if you know what I'm saying? Not just to expect it. Because more than likely a man's supposed to pay for dinner. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like a woman doesn't have to if she wants to and all that. But I think she would offer if she wanted to pay for dinner. But the man always, the guy's supposed to always pay, not just to show up and be like, "You're paying." Yeah, I'm just such a good guy. You buying me dinner. You don't even know how cool I am yet. It's like, you love me and don't even know it. Or whatever. So she says he asked her to borrow some money. And on the way to go eat, he said, "Can you stop at this store?" And he bought a scratch off. He wins $60 on a scratch off. And he asked her to drop drop his ass home. Because now he wants some money after she loaned him money. And he won $60 and said, "Hey, could you drop me back off home?" And just went back home. They never went on a date. The date was you just gave him a ride to the store. Damn. And you loaned him $20. Or however much money you loaned his ass. I hope he paid you back with the $60. You know what I'm saying? Or something. Or gave you some gas money or something. That is great. So, this other woman, man, this one is so classic right here. I love this one. So, the waiter comes up to this table, he's, kind of, the woman notices that the waiter's kind of making weird eye contact with the guy that she's on a date with. And he's looking at her and he's looking at him. And he's kind of like, it almost seems like the waiter's observing this relationship they're having. Like, is this a date? Is this like a friend date? Are they family members? Like the guy's being really analytical. He's bringing you your extra iced tea and bringing you your wine. But man, he's like studying y'all like hardcore. You know what I'm saying? He's in a library right now. You know what I'm saying? And so it gets to the point where the woman's kind of like getting a little uncomfortable because the guy's kind of making these faces. And then he just says, "Fuck it," and looks over at the gentleman and says, when did you stop being gay?" And the gentleman's like, "Huh?" And the woman's like, "What?" And they were both like, "Huh?" And she was like, "Huh?" And he was like, "Well, we went on a date last night." So they must have been on the same dating app, and he went out with him, and she didn't know like that he's probably bisexual, or I don't know how, if he was whatever his how he wants to label himself. You know what I'm saying? And the waiter kind of outed him doing that. I thought that was a really good one. And I got this other one here. And this woman says she was going on this blind date. Her friends kind of set him up. It was like a friend setup. And they didn't give him too many details other than he was a great guy, nice guy, yada, yada. They gave him this, didn't say anything about what he does for a living, you know what I'm saying? Which brings me to the point, what we're about to get to. So she said she was late for the date right away. She got a speeding ticket. And the first time they were supposed to meet, she was late because she got a speeding ticket or something. And then so they go on this date. They set up the date, and it ends up being the cop that gave her the speeding ticket was a dude they were setting her up with. So that was probably really super awkward, especially if you were talking. You had that conversation ready to set up to tell the guy why you were, didn't miss the first altercation, and ended up being the girl you gave a ticket to. That would have been so crazy and funny as hell. I would have thought that'd been like the most awkward date ever, especially when you guys looked at each other like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And what if you were like one of those like vigilante SJW people, like where you like pulled your camera out before the cop even got to your car and you're like filming him. Like, I don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that we've been hearing lately on the news where they're like, I don't feel safe around you, and you're like, she's filming it and say that was the person on your blind date after that, I would watch it and laugh with you or something. I don't know. That's some super awkward shit right there. That would be some super duper awkward shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to end it right there. And if you guys like this episode, I'd appreciate it if you hit me with a subscription, smash the like button, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss an episode. And this has been another episode of Meant to Vent. Till next time, humans! See ya.